Cap Quickie up next that we're about to talk about, and one of the topics that we're going to talk about today for a few minutes is Elden Ring, the video game Elden Ring. I'm a fan of it. She's a big fan. Definitely one of my favorite games I probably ever played, for sure.
Yeah.
We got put onto it. Quick run through. Before we even got PlayStation 5s, because I got a PlayStation 5, she got a PlayStation 5. We both gamers. I had fell out of the gaming thing for a minute, especially since I had started doing the clothing thing. I just had to cut a lot of my hobbies back so I can learn how to perfect my craft. But once I perfected it, and then I met you, and I realized you was in the video games. And one of the video games I was into before I had stopped playing was the Batman games. And the reason I wanted a PlayStation 5 was because Gotham Knights was coming out. So yeah. Gotham Knights, I felt like was going to be like a new iteration of Batman. But, with the sidekicks, I thought it was going to be fun. So that's what made me push me to get a PlayStation 5.
He wanted the PlayStation 5 because of Gotham Knights. I wanted a PlayStation 5 because I played Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation 4. They were coming out with a part 2. And I was like, oh yeah, I want the PS5 because I want to play the new Horizon Zero Dawn. So that's why we was like, okay, yeah, we're going to get it. So that's what made us get it.
Right. So we ended up getting the PlayStation 5. But we got the PlayStation 5 before Gotham Knights came out. Yeah.
We got it before both the games came out.
No, Horizon was already out because it came with the game.
No, it didn't.
Remember when you got the PlayStation 5, that's what the first game you was playing was Horizon. Yeah.
Did it come with the game?
Yeah, it came with the game. Horizon came with it.
You're probably right.
Yeah, it came with it. As soon as we cracked that thing over, you started playing the Horizon game.
I need to get some Ginkgo biloba. You're right.
Yeah.
You're right because you were asking Ricky Face. He has a friend named Ricky Face about what game is a good game to play. And he said you were thinking about what's that dang Returnal. It was this game called Returnal that I thought looked stupid.
But I was looking for a multiplayer game.
Yeah,
both of us to play.
Yeah, and you thought Returnal looked like a good game to play.
Yeah, because I thought the graphics, when I was doing research, I thought the graphics looked real good.
And I said it looked dumb. And then it was Elden Ring, and I said, well, I think Elden Ring looked nice because it looked fantasy. It looked like it had like a nice little fantasy style game. And Ricky Face was like, yeah, Elden Ring is a good game.
Yeah, well.
So you went with Elden Ring?
And I was doing research also. I was doing research to see what was the best.
But both games were still early. They were freshly out because Elden Ring came out in February.
Yeah.
So everything was
2022.
Still new. Yeah, so everything was still really, really new because I think we got this in like March.
We got the PlayStations
like February.
Well, we got
March.
one of them in March, and then we got one in the summertime, like June, July, some shit like that.
Yeah. But the first one was like early. It was like February, March. It was still super early.
Right.
And so we were looking, and it was still early. Elden Ring was still super early, and so we got it.
Right.
And I remember you and one of my twins was sitting in the living room playing it, and I was like, "This game." I don't like this game. Elden Ring. They was playing Elden Ring because you got Elden Ring. Mm-hmm. I'm like, this game looks dumb. I don't like this game because it's one of those games where they start you off and they have you play a hard. But you gotta tell them. Okay, hold on. Before we get to it, what I skip?
As far as the decision on getting it, because it came down. We ain't just like because Ricky Face. So it was a combination of it was Elden Ring on all the sites. The games that kept popping up that we were most like, because a lot of kid games was popping up as the best co-op game. But games that we would play, adult games was Elden Ring, Returnal, Demon Souls kept popping up too.
Yeah.
On the sites that I was looking at.
Dark Souls 3, not Demon Souls. It was it was Dark Souls 3. It was Dark Souls 3 that was popping up.
Was Demon Souls out?
I think so, but that's not what was popping up.
That might have been popping up for you.
I
know Demon Souls was popping up for me.
I don't think Demon Souls was popping up.
You sure? We can look right now.
I don't think it was.
Well, I don't know if it. I don't know. Okay.
I don't think it was.
Whatever was popping up, just looking at the graphics, you know, I felt like it was a difference between Elden Ring, because I wasn't really into the Elden Ring type of game with the magic and all of that.
But I was.
Yeah, so
We saw that dragon, and they had that clip with the guy on the horse riding around the dragon. I said, ooh, let's get Elden Ring because of the dragon and the magic.
right. So, but when I saw the graphics and I saw the little video clips, I felt like it was different. I ain't gonna lie, and I compared it to whatever it was, Dark Souls, whatever they kept saying was another good multiplayer game, because it kind of was coming down between, because we kind of had ruled out Returnal.
No.
No, I'm talking about in the last minute.
You was really like, ooh, Returnal. You was really
Well,
like,
yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right.
Returnal.
It came down to Elden Ring. I'm talking about, okay, you're right. It came down to Elden Ring and Returnal. And when Ricky Face, he had both. And he said he liked Elden Ring over Returnal.
And it really came down to me saying, ooh, baby, I think Elden Ring. Because I like the magic. And you was just like, okay, we'll give Elden Ring a shot.
Yeah,
I think it was really because of me saying, ooh, because of the magic.
Okay.
So then we went with Elden Ring.
Okay.
And then, you know, we were all over my house, sitting in the living room. Hooked up the PlayStation, downloaded Elden Ring, got it going. After that first setup with the big boss, and then we went through the whole little playthrough where we had to go through the tutorial, because the way Elden Ring start off, they don't teach you nothing. In the very beginning, they don't show you anything. You start off immediately just in a world where you have to just fight a boss. And the boss kills you. You're meant to die. You're meant to die. And I don't like that. I don't think it's fair. But that's just how the game is set up. And then you go through a tutorial. But I don't like it. I grew up playing Mario, Sonic, little games like that. So these little real world games where it's like super hard and, you know, it's just like real hard and crazy. I just didn't like it. So when it's just set us up like that, I was automatically checked out at that point. I was like, oh, I made a wrong choice. I'm sorry, Wes. We wasted your money. I'm checked out. So I was checked out. Once that happened, I said, oh, I don't like this game. I'm sorry. My bad. We made a bad choice.
Right.
We made a bad choice. I'm sorry. So at this point, I gave him the controller, and he had it. So now he's laughing at me, and he's just like, well, I'm still in, and he's playing. Him and my son, one of my twins, now they're taking turns, and because remember, y'all were trying to go through that cave, and y'all couldn't figure out how to get past the fire.
You kept dying real fast.
Yeah, so then
you hit one time and died.
So then I took the sticks again. And then that's when you were saying, because I don't remember. Like, I was really, really checked out. It got to a point where I was just like, I'm done with this game. But then they couldn't get past it. So I was like, let me see it again. And then I went a different area from what they played. And it wasn't so hard. I was just swinging and fighting. And it really wasn't as hard as they were making it. It wasn't as hard.
Yeah, you just running through just killing people.
Yeah, it wasn't as hard as what y'all was making it seem.
Yeah, I definitely was impressed.
So then after I gave it a chance, I was like, y'all making it seem like it's harder than what it is. And then I got finished playing Horizon. I got back into my playing bag. I got addicted to playing video games again. And I just wanted to keep playing. So then I was just like, all right, I beat Horizon. I needed a game. I needed a game to play. And I said, all right, let me give Elden Ring another shot. Because Wes gave up on Elden Ring too. Mm-hmm. He couldn't figure it out. Y'all was playing. They couldn't figure it out. Him and my kid, they was trying to play. They sat down and was trying to play, and they just couldn't figure it out. Mm-hmm. It was hard. The buttons was weird. They couldn't figure it out. So after I got finished playing Horizon, I said, all right, let me watch some YouTube videos. Let me sit down and let me give this game a chance. Let me give it a chance. So I started watching a little bit of YouTube videos, and then I actually started playing it for real. I didn't like it in the beginning. It took a while for me to like it. But I gave it a chance. And oh my gosh, that game is so good.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. Elden Ring is a good game. I don't like how it took us a while to figure out how we can play together because it is a 2-player game, but it's not the type of 2-player game where you can kind of just enter in at any point.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta find what is it? Fingers?
The furrow calling.
Yeah, you gotta make like a.
Yeah, you gotta craft. No. Okay, in order to play, you're right. Because you call each other with the furrow call. Yeah, you gotta find like a finger. It's
to
an
write
item
your
you gotta
name
find.
down.
You gotta find the item first before you can play with another person.
Yeah. So one person has to craft a compass to be able to bring up a person's name, and another person has to find a finger to be able to write their name down. It's a lot that goes into it, but once you figure out all these things, the game is a lot of fun. Mm-hmm. The game is a lot of fun. It took a long time, but the game is fun. Right. Elden Ring is a lot of fun. And now they got a DLC coming out. Mm-hmm. Because, I'm going to tell you, I have this thing where, and Wes called me out on it, where I don't like to finish games. I don't like things to end. Mm-hmm. So I'll play a game all the way up until the end, and then I'll stop. I'm going through that now with Baldur's Gate. I got all the way to the end, and then I just abandoned it. Now I'm playing a whole bunch of other stuff. I restarted Baldur's Gate. I got like 5 different games going on with Baldur's Gate, and I ain't finished none of them. Mm-hmm. Me and Wes got 2 or 3 games going on. How many we got going on? 3? One of them we ain't never going to finish because one of them is with my child. We ain't never going to finish it. I'm never going to finish that Baldur's Gate game. Right. I have an issue with completion. But he called me out on it. So I finally finished the Elden Ring game. And so then all we did was do is just restart a new one. Mm-hmm. So that we can play it again because of the DLC coming out.
Right.
Elden Ring is a lot of fun. I don't really know what you wanted to actually talk about though.
Basically, what I like about the game is it just has so many different weapons compared to other games that I played. Like I said, I'm not really into those magic sorcery games or I never got into the Final Fantasies or anything like that. But what I like about the game, I just talking about what I like about it. Yeah. I like, it has so many different weapons you can use throughout the game. It's open world. It's just super duper big. It's just so many areas of the game. The map is so big. You can just go and you just discovering shit non-stop. So it's just it's almost impossible to cover the whole map of this game.
It has a lot of secrets.
A lot of hidden, a lot of caves you gotta find. I mean, it was when we thought we discovered everything. I go back and just before we beat the game, I might just go back and just run through and just run around, and I'm still discovering stuff. I call her and be like, "Did you know about this cave?" And be like, "What? I never heard of it." Boom. I might take a picture of it on the TV and send it to her. You're like, "No, I never." I mean, that happened so many times, so many caves, catacombs.
It was one part where you had to jump down, and it's this area where you just lay down. It's an area where it's nothing there. And you lay down, and all of a sudden, this whole area rebuilt itself, and you got to fight a dragon. How are you supposed to know that you're supposed to lay down in an area where there's nothing, and then it rebuilds itself, and then you fight a dragon?
Yeah, I don't know how you supposed to know all this stuff without doing some research or going on YouTube, because there's a lot of stuff going on. You meet people. Lot of secrets. In certain areas. You meet other characters,
places that you jump.
The in-game the people that's part of the game,
the NPC characters.
Yeah, you meet them, and then you talk to them, and they have you running an errand, and you go do it and complete that mission. But then you got to come back to another location where they're going to be at, and it's how would I know you was going to be here without us doing no research? Maybe you really got to pay attention. Maybe you can do it But you probably got to take notes and remember because you going through the game, you dying a million times.
Yeah.
Are you gonna remember what this guy said that you just met? Said he gonna be at this castle. Oh, you don't know where in the castle he gonna. It's just a lot with it, but it's just like so many different parts of the game, so many different magic, sorcery powers, and bow and arrows, and it's the graphics. The graphics are just amazing. I'm in love with the graphics. The gameplay is smooth. The bosses, they like so hard. You know, they so hard that they frustrating, but you really feel gratification when you finally defeat a boss. Like, it's like I never felt so much gratification playing a video game in my life after playing Elden Ring. After beating it or beating a boss, you just be like, man, it put a smile on your face. Like you're a kid. But all in all, you know, I'm just in love with the game. It's a grade A level 10 game if you ask me. And now, you know, right now it's March. You see, I got today is St. Patrick's Day, so it's March 17th. The DLC, the new DLC come out in June?
Yeah, June.
In June, so we running through again right now. Doing another run through because she beat it on her end, I beat it on my end. So now we, boom, running through again.
It took me a whole year to finally beat that game.
Yeah. And she was sharpening our skills. You know, it's a little, we still in the beginning because the game's so long and it's a big world that we running through though because we so powerful now. When you beat the game and start over, you keep all your stats and your weapons, all your attributes, you keep everything. So you much stronger this time than you were running through when you started the game out in the first game. Like, So we way stronger, but they made the enemies a little stronger too this time in the second go round. But they nowhere near as strong as us. A lot of people we were struggling with, we destroying them.
Yeah.
But, you know, we still got a lot of ways to go. So by the time the DLC come out, we're going to be ready. You know what I'm saying? And if we beat it way before the DLC come out, if we beat the second game, we can do another third run through a little bit, maybe like a couple weeks before the game drop. Just to freshen up.
I don't know if I can commit myself to a third run through.
I will. But I ain't saying all the way through, just to play, just to...
We have to beat Radagon and
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Because if we do a third run through, we're gonna have to do all that stuff to get to.
Yeah, we have
play
to
the DLC. That's right. No, we can't do that.
The Blood Guy and Radagon before we can even
play the DLC.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. Yeah, so we can't do the second run. I mean, a third run through. That's right. I forgot about that. In my head, I was like, we beat the second one, and when it dropped, we can just go straight. But it don't work like that.
Sure don't.
Yeah, the DLC, you got to beat a certain part of the game in order to play the DLC. So, yeah, after we beat the second one, we done until that DLC drop. And then we can just... But are we going to beat it? No, we ain't going to beat the second one.
I don't think so. I don't think we're going to.
Because we'll have to do the third run through if we beat it. So we got to at least just get past...
We won't have to.
As long as we don't do the
Yeah, we just want to restart
rebirth.
it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. All right. But...
So, yeah.
That's all I had to say. If we did like a 20-minute jump, this might be a whole... This ain't no quickie.
Elden Ring, but... You know, this is not sponsored. However, if y'all are in the games, most definitely check out Elden Ring. It won Game of the Year. It's a great game.
2022 Game of the Year.
Wes, whenever y'all see him posting games up on his Instagram, most of the time it's Elden Ring. It's Baldur's Gate sometimes. That clip when it was my character and she ain't had no clothes on, that was Baldur's Gate. But most of the time it's Elden Ring. It's it's Elden Ring. We're playing either he don't even like Baldur's Gate. I'm the one who's in the Baldur's Gate. He doesn't like it because it's too much talking.
It make me sleepy. I don't dislike it, but it make me sleepy. Like it's just no action. It's almost like a board game. So
yeah,
it's like a board game.
It's like Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, video game that's like a board game. So I just play it. We're doing a lot of running around, and so it just makes me sleepy. But I don't dislike it. It's just not like. I don't think it's a bad game at all.
It's just not a bunch of swinging and hitting. You actually gotta go in and really look at, okay,
you gotta be strategic.
I have to do this move, and then the dice has to roll to even determine whether your move lands, and it's just a lot to it. But it's fun. I think it's fun. I think it's fun. But all right, that's it.
All right. So
thank y'all for listening to another Quip and Cap Not So Quickie.
This ain't gonna be no quickie. This is a podcast episode. That one.
All
20
right.
minutes. We gonna drop this as an episode.
Okay.
Podcast. So, which I mean, I ain't mad at because Elden Ring is worthy of a whole
Yeah.
episode. So just like a short podcast episode.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So thanks for tuning in. We'll probably do a quickie. Hopefully you can keep it that quickie when the DLC drop.
Yeah.
And then we can talk about that once we probably beat it or whatever. So thanks for tuning in.
Peace.